What's up, everybody? Aslan Hunter-Vandy, Michael Langston, recruiting analyst for Warchant.com, the Ultimate Assemble Sports Source. Subscribe to our website, the PRB. You would have known about this minutes or hours ago, depending on when you watch this, because Michael's getting everything done over on the premium recruiting board. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, lower right corner. That's a piece of cake, too. Something else I keep forgetting, Mike. What else can they do?
The like button, always hit it. Certainly on moments like this, certainly good news. You want to keep us help promoting this, good news. Certainly, we've got all the latest on transfer portal stuff. Visit weekend, a big weekend, going to be double-digit visitors, so it's going to be a lot going on. So you definitely want to hit the like button to keep these things going.
The portal moves in mysterious ways, everybody. It brings you intriguing prospects as well. Michael, what do we know about the latest for Mike Norvell and the Noles in the portal? And that would be the young man on their screen right there, Kyle Morlock.
Yes, Kyle Morlock from Shorter University Division II school, but he's a two-time All-American, the FCF level, I think, or in that level. But I think he's a guy with a lot of catch radius, 6'7", 250, very good receiver, and two, it's kind of a different in contrast of what Jaheim Bell does, and I think that's a big time of what FSU wanted to do in changing their tight end room. They want to have different versatile skills to, that they can go to, and I think they really sold this from the beginning with Kyle. Kyle was very coveted, a guy that immediately picked up like 12 offers and stuff. With recruiting, teams like Auburn, teams like Tennessee, teams like even Colorado with Dion tried to come in there late and try to get him. There was a ton of interest with this guy. He's one of the top tight ends in the transfer market. Certainly a guy it's an explosive receiver, but also I think the underrated part of his game is also his blocking. He does a really good job sealing things and also just a guy that athletically you can go to in anywhere on the field. He isn't just a guy that you use like in the red zone. Certainly a very productive receiver that can get in and out of his routes very well, very clean. Certainly, speed is what I wanted to see, kind of more of what the room is. We know with Jaheim Bell, there's a lot of speed with his game. And I think it's the same thing with Kyle, except he gives you a little more catch radius with his game, and certainly a bigger body that can cause matchup issues. So I think check mark for the tight end position of upgrading your tight end room. FSU did a dramatic change as far as that. Certainly, you lose Cam McDonald, but adding like a guy like Jaheim Bell, and then also adding a guy like Kyle Morlock today to go along with some guys that I kind of like. I mean, in the room, it's a nice group of guys. I think you have guys like Drill Powers, who we heard a lot about in the spring, that was a true freshman this year, and then also Marquiston Douglas really developed into a guy they turned to and certainly leaned on a little bit more during the season. So I think you add these pieces. This was one of the pieces and one of the big circles for me of really upgrading your tight end position, because that was the one position where you didn't feel like you were getting explosive play, but now that you have two game breakers in Morlock and Bell, you've really solidified that room.
What do you think won Morlock over then, Michael? We've heard about how important his three-back position is, but that necessarily hasn't really shown in terms of like stats. I mean, what do you think was ultimately kind of the cincher for maybe him and also the staff for wanting to go after a guy of his caliber and his skill set?
Well, I think if you look through their room, they don't have anybody that's above 6'5". I mean, maybe you can correct me. They didn't have
No.
anybody with size. So I think his height and his catch radius and what he does was unique to everyone. That's why everyone asked me like who was the top guy. I mean, and I always mentioned Kyle Morlock because that was the guy when he hit the portal. They're immediately on him. That doesn't mean that Morlock's more highly coveted than Bell, because both of them were highly coveted when they hit. It was just about he was a guy that they didn't have. He's a guy that they didn't have in the room, and what they sold him was. Look what Norvell does with his tight ends and what he's done, the places he's been, even to FSU. You saw a gradual development with Marquise Douglas. Even Cam McDonald got certainly better. You got the most out of what his skill was, and I think he saw. I think a big part of him choosing FSU though was Jordan Travis returning. I think that was a big deal. You're going into a situation you want to make sure you have a guy that's a dominating playmaker like Jordan, where in the plays break down, they don't just break down for just the quarterback, but they break down for your receivers that they can find a way to get open as far as when you're scrambling stuff. So I think adding a tight end like Morlock and adding a tight end like Bell, I think is going to even make this offense even scarier. So I think the Jordan Travis returning, how they sold and how they plan to use him in that offense, and then took 2 visits to FSU, and it really felt like the comfort was so high. I put it on the board, early in the week that I think a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, he's going to take these visits and he's going to do this or that," and I told people like, "Look, in home, Norvell and Thompson are supposed to go there Wednesday. I expect a decision shortly after that visit. I think he actually told them not on the in-home visit, but when they left, I think he called them, let them know, "Hey, I'm coming here." And then he spent all day, I think, calling other coaches. And then, of course, I think people see the edit, so they took a little time to get the edit, and then bam, he popped today. But I don't think I think ever since the Tennessee offensive coordinator took the UCS job, South Florida job, I think this one was in the wraps. And even then, before that, I think he was leaning a little bit more to FSU. But I think that kind of solidified it, and I just was never concerned that he would be in this class. And then certainly today he popped.
Kyle Morlock, 6'7", tight end out of Shorter University, 245 pounds, Division II product here. 11 games played this past season, 30 catches, 446 yards, and 6 touchdowns. The latest commitment for Florida State here as the portal season continues to progress for the Seminoles as they get this roster not only reloaded, man, but they're kind of reimagining just what they can possibly be with weapons like him and Jaheim Bell. It's really exciting to think. What else you got cooking over on the premium recruiting board? Going to be a busy weekend for you, right, Michael?
Yep, gonna be busy. Me and Aslan are gonna be back in a couple hours. We're gonna do a recruiting chat, I believe. So we'll have that going on. Obviously, I put my post up about Morlock. I'm planning to get up with Kyle shortly. Kind of letting him breathe a little bit from all the excitement. But I plan to have a Q&A with Kyle a little bit later. So we'll talk, and you can tell me his reasons specifically. But I have that coming up. We already did a preview. That's already 3 things to watch from the weekend, so that's certainly up. Coaching visits, that's certainly in motion. I think they're finishing up all that stuff, and then we'll get ready for a big weekend. As kids arrive Friday, I'll be there at Moore tomorrow. Seeing who's arriving, maybe spotting them, and then certainly have updates on that, and then we'll crack it out on Sunday, and then get ready for this early signing period on Wednesday.
It's only $10 for an entire year of that stuff. What are you waiting for? He's Michael Amazon. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up. Michael, we'll see you in a little bit, man.
You got it, bud. Take care.